In this podcast episode, Charlamagne the God, co-host of The Breakfast Club, opens up about his troubled past, sharing how his father's hypocritical behavior influenced his own actions, leading him down a destructive path. He reveals that he was molested by a family member at a young age, which had a lasting impact on his self-esteem and behavior. He discusses his journey towards self-discovery and healing, emphasizing the importance of mental health, honesty, and authenticity in relationships. Growing up in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, Charlamagne struggled with his father's absence and infidelity, which shaped his views on relationships. His father's actions made him question his own values and led him to seek validation through multiple partners. However, he eventually realized the importance of honesty and authenticity in relationships. At the age of 8, he was molested by an older woman, which he initially dismissed as a sexual encounter. It wasn't until he was older that he recognized the trauma and its effects on his behavior. The experience led him to become a people pleaser, constantly seeking approval from others to avoid being criticized. As a teenager, Charlemagne's behavior became increasingly problematic, leading to disciplinary issues in school and involvement in criminal activities. He ended up in jail for a shooting incident where he spent 45 days before being released. Despite this wake-up call, he continued down a destructive path, seeking security and validation through illegal activities. Reflecting on his past, he acknowledges that he didn't have to make the choices he did. He recognizes the absence of positive male role models in his life and the impact it had on his decision-making. He credits his mother and grandmother for instilling values in him, but also acknowledges the need for honest communication and guidance from his father. Charlemagne's journey towards self-discovery and healing began when he started therapy and confronted his past traumas. He learned to set boundaries and prioritize his mental health, breaking free from the cycle of seeking validation through destructive behaviors. Through introspection and self-awareness, he was able to overcome his past and embrace a healthier mindset. In the podcast, he also discusses the importance of honesty and authenticity in relationships. Despite facing challenges in his early years, Charlamagne pursued a career in radio and worked hard to establish himself in the industry. He experienced multiple setbacks, including being fired from 4 different radio stations, but he remained determined to succeed. Eventually, he joined the Breakfast Club in his early 30s, which marked a turning point in his career. While achieving success professionally, he continued to struggle with anxiety and panic attacks. He recalls a significant panic attack he had while driving on I-26, which led him to seek help from a doctor. The doctor diagnosed him with anxiety and recommended breathing exercises to manage his symptoms. As his depression worsened, Charlamagne began to experience suicidal thoughts. He acknowledges that even with success and financial stability, his mental health struggles persisted. He shares that he was in survival mode, driven by fear of going back to a place of hardship and struggle. However, he realized that he needed to make a change and prioritize his mental health and well-being. In 2016, Charlamagne started going to therapy once a week, seeking help and guidance to address his inner turmoil. He also explored alternative healing methods such as breathwork, meditation, Reiki, and plant-based medicine. He emphasizes the importance of being authentic and true to oneself, rather than conforming to societal expectations or seeking validation from others. He stresses the importance of addressing mental health issues and seeking help, regardless of external achievements. Charlamagne reflects on his relationships, including infidelity in his past. He admits to cheating on his partner, whom he considers his soulmate, and acknowledges the impact of his actions on their relationship. He emphasizes the importance of honesty and communication in relationships, highlighting the need for accountability and growth. By confronting his past mistakes and seeking forgiveness, he was able to rebuild trust and strengthen his relationship with his partner. Throughout the podcast, Charlamagne emphasizes the significance of male role models and the impact of absent fathers on individuals, especially those raised by single parents. He stresses the importance of real male role models in society to prevent downstream consequences such as mental health issues and crime. He shares his personal journey of healing and self-discovery, striving to be a better man and father than his own experiences growing up. He talks about the complex emotions he experienced after the suicide of his friend, Jazz Waters, who he had deep conversations with about therapy, depression, and anxiety. He reflects on the survivor's guilt and remorse he felt, as well as the constant thoughts of mortality that crossed his mind, especially considering his own struggles with suicidal thoughts in the past. Charlamagne discusses the impact of social media on mental health and self-esteem, highlighting the dangers of losing oneself to the pressures of online validation. He stresses the importance of disconnecting from social media and cultivating one's own thoughts and opinions, rather than being swayed by external influences. Regarding politics, he expresses his views on Donald Trump, whom he considers a threat to democracy due to his actions and rhetoric. He criticizes Trump for his attempts to overturn the results of the election and his criminal charges, questioning his fitness to hold the highest office in the United States. When asked about Trump's followers, he acknowledges that they are not a monolithic group and that there are varying reasons why people may support him. He shares personal anecdotes of friends who voted for Trump for different reasons, emphasizing the importance of having conversations and understanding the perspectives of others. Charlamagne emphasizes the importance of being authentic and vulnerable. He shares how he has learned to confront his past traumas and insecurities, and how he has used his platform to advocate for mental health awareness and destigmatization. He emphasizes the power of service and giving back to others as a way to find fulfillment and purpose in life.